always say, if you're not giving me an A, give me an F. You giving me the worst grade in the world, worse than an F, is a D. Because with the D, even though we love the D over here, you know which D I'm talking about. But with the D, oh, my coffee looks so good.
It does. Compared
That
to
don't even look like coffee. That's not even coffee.
The way the whipped cream is running down the side of the coffee,
That is over.
the white stuff is run down the side of my face from time to time.
That looks really good. Your
That
coffee
does look
looks
good.
That's my coffee.
It does look good.
If I drank coffee, I would drink that.
That looks like coffee.
Y'all hire clowns as if you were running a circus. So you get a circus and you hire clowns. Anyway, moving on.
Take it from the people who play cards for him. He be cheating.
I only cheat on Uno. Only Uno. Only Uno.
Uno, Tuno, Luno, he is a cheater.
Everything.
If you cheat,
See, they said you probably look. He said you probably do
cheat.
cheat. He do.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I'm out of here. Bye.
OnlyFans so that you can look at the longer videos and you can go in the comforts of your own little room at the boarding house, rent it home, grab your little Albaline and smoke it out for as long as you want it, playing it over and over and over, the long videos of Malik's long peen, because you have an infatuation with his long peen. I am certain that at this point you want him to shove his long peen somewhere inside of your body. I'm just saying.
The devil and the devil was fucking up here.
Here he go.
Y'all wasn't gonna make me the oldest one on here.
You did not send me a text, a link.
I did.
I do have
on
to
the
say,
flyer.
Ty, you were in the group chat on Instagram, whatever Instagram that was.
Wait, what? Kenny? Love you down. I don't have no problem with Kenny. I like Kenny. But Kenny girl. Kenny girl. Kenny girl, we did not think he was nobody's straight. Neither did we think he was nobody's top. At best verse. If I stretch, maybe if I stretch, I might give you verse top. I'll stretch and give you verse top. But you do know that we had already deduced that you like to have spoons dipped into your sugar bowl, right? We had already. I mean, I don't think there's anybody. Even DeAndre, who professes that he's the top, and Archie, who professes that he's the top, they profess to be straight tops. You ain't gonna get me to believe that they had a spoon dipped into their sugar bowl every now and then. Like the least about JG.
Yeah, no, that's a tough one.
That's I did. I started.
Well, definitely what I like the most about David is
y'all girls need to understand. Girl, you had a bust down. Girl, y'all had a one night stand. Y'all got drunk one day. Y'all had a one night stand. It was good that night because you was drunk. Probably if you was sober, you gonna be like, girl, this wasn't even that good. But girl, you was drunk as fuck or coked out or a combination of the two of them. Whatever the fuck y'all do down there to the LA. Y'all had a good bust down. It was what it was. You should have kept it moving. I'm here. Sorry, y'all. Time got away from me. Hey, you know what? I was done with production. You know what? I forgot to make, and I had to do her at the last minute. And that's why I'm late today. My coffee. You can't have Silly Saturday without the extra good coffee. So, and then I was like, oh shit. And so that's what made me late, y'all. I apologize. Because production, I was done with production, y'all.
I just had to get this good coffee together. Girl. How y'all doing today? It is Saturday. And we are here for Silly Saturday, our premiere show and programming. Let me post down to the members only chat. I haven't even posted because I was over there. I was in there trying to get my coffee together, y'all. I'm sorry, but yeah, we need this good coffee. I'm just saying. Um, Let me just post this to the members only live. I mean, members only chat. Shout out to the members. I'll be holding it down. Shout out to y'all. Oh, Jesus. As soon as I get to the members only chat, what's the first thing that come up? The meat market. A mess. A mess. That's where Paul be at. Paul and Harold and Xavier. Baby, when y'all go down to the meat market in the members only chat, that's where you find Paul, Ronald, Harold, Xavier. They all be right down there to the meat market. Oh, Paul, you're first. I didn't even see you was up here, Paul. We were just talking about you. Shout out to the members. I don't even like this color, y'all. Let me get my life is not in order today. Okay. Let me get my life in order. Give me a moment, y'all. It's Saturday, so we need some orange. Not orange. Orange. Okay? Orange is what we need. And let me say hello to the members. Not just to the members, to everybody. We're gonna say hello to everybody. But shout out to the members. Oh, the coffee is good this morning. It's hot, but it's good. Look at Demetria. Demetria says she is first, and you are. And you absolutely are. Hey, Demetria. What's going on, my love? Hey, beautiful. That's one of my loyal and faithful members. Shout out to the members. We love our members. We love Demetria too. You know, that's our group. We have Janae in the building, another member. Hey, Janae. Paul is not a member, but if he was a member, we know what area he would be in, down to the members only chat. He would be down to the meat market. Yeah, I only cheat on Uno. I've been cheating on Uno since like 5th grade. I mean, what are we talking about? I'm a professional cheater on. I cheat so well on Uno, you wouldn't even know I cheat on Uno. That's how well I cheat on Uno. I'm just saying. Hey, lovely 31 Blueprint. Chat. Lovely 31 Blueprint is loyal too. Baby, if Lovely 31 Blueprint missed the live, I guarantee you, Mama is going to be part of this good replay game. And she's going to comment in the comment section. Replay gang, I'm here. Hey, Cheryl Poole, you got hooked after last week, Cheryl Poole. We do this anytime. Nah, I'm not going to say we do this every week. I'll be out of town sometimes, Cheryl. But when we do have a silly Saturday, you know, it gives. This is our best show of the week. People sleep on Silly Saturday, but Silly Saturday is actually my longest running show on this platform. It's my longest running show, Silly Saturday. I enjoy it. And I'm glad that you enjoy it as well. Hey, Liz Go. That's another member. She's over there across the pond down to the England. You say stop the cap like the kid shall. Montrez, what's good, bruh? Montrez is another faithful subscriber. He loves the Silly Saturday too. My skin, I feel like my skin is extra oily today. I don't know why. Hey, Xavier. Yes, orange, not orange, orange. Jason, what's good, bro? Yana is here. Yeah. You know, I have to put it out there and let the people know I'm live because YouTube ain't doing us no fucking favors. And I set up the live earlier this morning at 10 o'clock and way more than enough time. And you see YouTube still ain't shit. More than enough time for them to put it in an algorithm. They don't give a shit about me. Oh, you on your cruise? Okay. Shout out to Crazy Homebody Girl. How the people at the cruise, tell the people at the cruise, listen, y'all got to come listen to my boy L. Teddy. We about to have Silly Saturday. Y'all come over here and watch my boy L. Teddy. Y'all go subscribe to him because we have fun over there. Just tell the people on the cruise. They'll have a good time. What cruise line you on, Crazy Homebody Girl? Hey, Angela, what's going on, beautiful? I'll be seeing you later this afternoon. We got to talk about, as Abby would say, the Ruples. Hey, Green Girl. Drinks with D, how are you? Tracy C, one of my head hall monitors. Hey, SDW73. Why is it for shame that I cheat on Uno? Listen, Uno is the game for you to cheat on. Hey, China White, what's going on, sweetheart? Hero! Hey. I don't do what I want, but I have things that I do that I can't tell you about. Yes, if I do miss Saturday, I try to do a manic Monday when I get back in town if I have time. And that replaces Silly Saturday. The chat do be cutting up on Saturday. A draw is a skip. You're not. Baby, if you got to draw these cards, you're not, we're skipping you. I'm sorry. Xavier. That's just house rules. At the moment somebody gives you a draw, be it a draw 2 or a draw 4, your turn is gone. Your turn was used drawing them good cards. You're not going to put no card down and I just made you draw. No, ma'am. No, God. We're not doing that. Nope. They do be cutting up. Y'all, they do. Hey, precious Jewel Boo. Ciao. Are you in what time zone are you in, SDW? Are you in America or are you abroad where our times are kind of different? Oh, you on Carnival Conquest? Oh, child, you over there with us. You over there with us on Carnival. Child, tell the people watch us. Tell them, y'all come over here and watch my boy, okay? And let's have a good time. Hey, Sweet Pea. Draw 6-6, child. We don't have people draw a whole lot more than that before. Xavier, this is why you won't be playing Uno with us. This is exactly, Xavier, why you would not be playing Uno with us. Sorry, we're not going to play these games with you, Xavier. Ask the chat. The chat will tell you when you play Uno, if you have to draw, your turn is forfeited. Sorry. Hey, Tracy W., what's going on? Oh, you work third shift. Okay. Put you something on the rock to make this Saturday extra simple. Go ahead, China. Why? It's Silly Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of which, y'all know what I'm about to do with this good coffee? If I can get this coffee cup open. It won't open, y'all. Oh, God. I hate when I tighten it too tight and it won't open. Dear God. I do that quite often. Like, I'll tighten it real tight. And then when it comes time for me to open her, she won't open. Oh, God. I'm gonna what I want to do is what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to open her so I can put something in her. But that may be a sign that I don't need to put nothing in here. Child, that might be my sign, y'all. I don't need to put nothing in here. But I want to. Y'all, I gotta put something in here so I can catch up with y'all. Okay. This coffee cup is hating on me today, y'all. All right, y'all. Okay, there you go. Ooh, child. Oh, girl. That was an ordeal. All right, y'all know what I'm finna put a little bit of in this good coffee? I still have some more salted caramel. Let me put a little bit of this in this good coffee. Now I can't get the now I can't get the liquor bottle open. Nothing wants me to open. It's never too early, Harold. Harold, it's after 12 o'clock on the East Coast. People have mimosas earlier than that. Okay. I know people have mimosas 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. So if they could have mimosas at 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, we could put some in our coffee. Okay. Hey, SJ. I ain't no fiend. I just need it, honey. Okay, good. That's enough. I don't need too much. Just a little bit. Just a little bit, then, keep the party going. Praise God. Uh-huh. The fact that I keep a little mini bar, I have a bar in my house, but I keep a little mini bar. It's a shelf on my on my desk. It has like a little shelf thing. One of the shelves on my desk, and this is my work desk too, my work and my YouTube desk. One of my little shelves, I keep a little mini bar where I keep about 4 or 5 bottles up there at all times. So if a bitch pisses me off at work and I needs to just to get to me, I got something right there. I ain't got to go too far. It's right there. I could just say, I could just go ahead and get me and get right. Right. It's St. Patrick's Day weekend. We drinking. Let them know. On Monday, the people gonna be drinking green beer. I remember y'all in college, we used to on St. Patrick's Day. You find this out. You find this in a lot of places, especially if your town has a white college. You're gonna see a lot of this. You drink that green beer, and they used to sell it for a nickel. So just for St. Patrick's Day, you would get green. You could buy green beer, and it was a nickel for each cup. Each cup, and it was a regular size cup. Baby, you take you a good dollar as a college student. All you needed was a dollar, and you take that $1, and by the time you leave there, you trashed. They would give you a regular like 12-ounce or 16-ounce cup of green beer. Girl, by the time you get by the time you be done spent 50 cents, child, you already there, and you get to $1, that's 20 beers. Girl, you toe down. You toe down. Oh, girl. Oh, that's the magic, right? Oh, yo. Whoa, that thing is up in here. It is good. Hold on. Oh, that's so good. But listen, I'm sorry to hear about the passing of your daddy, your dad, Janae. So we hope to show you a good time today, so you could get your mind off it and you could be free, carefree, and remember your dad for all of the good stuff and have you a good kiki and a good laugh. Okay, they do $1 Jameson's, child. I ain't never got to a whole dollar green girl. The most I can get to is about good 35, 40 cents. By that point, 7 to 8 beers. By that point, I'm sloshed. I'm toe down. I'm Peter Griffin drunk. Okay. Child. Anyway, y'all ready to get this party started? Child. Child. Right. And they listen, they would be serving the green beer at 6 a.m. in the morning. The line at 4, 5 o'clock in the morning used to be down the street to the clubs, to the bars that will open up early to serve green beer. And it was like a dry county, meaning you could not serve, you couldn't serve on Sundays before a certain time, but on as long as St. Patrick's Day wasn't on no Sunday, you was good. Now on Sundays, even this dry town, because we had a St. Patrick's Day that was on a Sunday one time, they had permits that let bars open early just for St. Patrick's Day. I'm just saying. Whatever. Go ask them, Sam. They'll tell you all about the green beer. Ciao. Go ask them. They'll tell you. Go ahead and put a Shondo in the chat if you're ready to get this party started. Okay? Because we ready. We ready. Okay? We ready to get this party started. Yeah, y'all wrap y'all y'all wrap y'all arms around Janae. Show her some love. We don't want her all down and melancholy. We gonna make her laugh today. We gonna have a good time. Okay? We gonna have a good time. And when she leave here, she gonna think about only the good memories. Okay? The fun times. All right, we ready to get this party started. What is that? Child? All right. Let's do it, y'all. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, y'all. I do not need to have my name up there. Y'all know who the hell I am. If you don't know who I am, then why are you here? I'm just saying. I mean, my name is on the damn channel. Yeah. Anyway. It's time for my let's get this silly Saturday started. It's time for my favorite segment. My favorite segment is listen, I'm on a time crunch today, y'all. I got to host the RuPaul Drag Race panel, and I ain't even watched the episode yet. And I got to get all of them picked together. Baby, we got to be out of here by 3:00. If we out of here by 3:00, that give me enough time to watch the episode, take my notes, get my pictures, and set everything up. So I have from now to got to 3:00, y'all. And y'all know I got to eat my crabs after I get off of here. Girl. Anyway, it's my favorite segment, or at least my favorite segment. The happy segments. A bitch can't. Listen. It's the hashtag ABCs. A bitch can't.
ABC. A bitch can't. A bitch can't get a hit. A bitch can't get on the charts. A bitch can't get a Grammy. A bitch just can't.
A bitch just can't. I'm just saying. Now let's get this road on the show. Now and hashtag GWG. Go with God. I'm gonna tell y'all one of our ABCs is kind of controversial, but when I saw it, my brain immediately said, I can't. I don't want no parts of what you got going on. It's kind of controversial. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know it's controversial now. One more time, Dion.
ABC. A bitch can't. A bitch can't get a hit. A bitch can't get on the charts. A bitch can't get a Grammy. A bitch just can't.
A bitch just can't. A bitch can't get a hit. A bitch can't get on the charts. A bitch can't. I mean, a bitch just can't. Just saying. And our first one, listen. Somebody paid 87,000 United States dollars for this Cheeto that's supposed to look like the Michael Jordan jump man. It's a hot Cheeto too. It ain't even a regular Cheeto. It's a hot Cheeto. Now here's my question. Who's looking at their Cheetos that hard? Look at it like the Michael Jordan jump man. Like, really? Don't you need the other arm coming out the back if it's truly going to be the Michael Jordan jump man? Like, you don't just need the one with the ball. You need the one with the hand coming out the back too, because it's the arm coming out the front of the back. Baby, y'all just got money to just waste like that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. A mess. I saw the one that they said that looked like Charizard from Pokemon. Child, y'all just spending money on anything. Hey, China, I'm gonna say China White. Looking at China White name. Hey, Sharice, what's going on, my love? I know it's early over there, Sharice. I know it's early, girl. It's 9:30 over there, Sharice. I'm sorry, girl, but we got to do 2 shows today, so we had to get it together. Child. Exactly. I wouldn't even know what it looks like. First of all, I don't really eat hot Cheetos like that. Give me regular Cheetos. I don't really eat hot Cheetos. I don't like spicy stuff. But even if I did, baby, I wouldn't be looking that hard. I really wouldn't. I think the Charizard Cheeto was a regular Cheeto. This is a hot Cheeto. Uh-huh. Hey, Miss Kiki. I saw you over there. Miss Kiki be over there. She's a mod for Tabitha. I saw her around there this morning when I was over there down to the Tabitha. Miss Kiki be over there modding her ass off. Don't fuck off over there on Miss Tabitha Tabitha Speaks Politics, because you will get your ass fucked up by Miss Kiki. Shout out to Miss Kiki. Hey girl, hey. Hey, Brittany Janae, what's going on, boo? Miss Kiki is one of my hall monitors too. Now, no, I'm sorry, she's one of my members. Miss Kiki, is you in the members only chat? I just want to make sure, because I know it's members that have not made it down to the members only chat, and I just want to make sure that you made it down to the members only chat. This is the controversial one, y'all. Hey, Brittany Janae, listen. If I'm gonna be honest, I have to be honest and keep it real with y'all, okay? Can I be real? I saw this headline and didn't even want to read no more. Now, people have been reporting on it, saying that he done been abused since he was 9 years old. And while my heart bleeds for anybody that's a victim of no, Miss Kiki, we have one on Discord, Miss Kiki. That's the new one. Miss Kiki, send me a message on Instagram and we can add you to the Discord, because we done all moved from Instagram to Discord. Send me a DM and I'll send you the link to the Discord group so you can come over there. That's where the real party be at. Child, you've been missing out, Miss Kiki. We've been over there for about a month and a half. But yeah, I saw this, y'all, and I'm like, Jonathan, I understand you trying to make a comeback, sir. Just go act, okay? Go get you some movies, get you some roles, go do your act. Baby, I don't you be giving us too much right now. And I don't know if we are as a community are quite ready to roll you back in. Okay. Now I'm gonna pray for you, and we gonna hope you go sit down on somebody's couch and work through these things. But we just don't want to know. It's too early, too soon. It's too soon. Because I know people in real life that do this. They fuck up and they do something wrong, and now you mad, and then they go all of a sudden call you the next day and say, oh, my aunt died. Oh, my dog died. Oh, my little cat, my little cat Furball, they told me I gotta put her down. Every time somebody mess up, the next thing you know, they tell you some heart-wrenching story to try to get sympathy from you and deflect from the fact that you done fucked up, and I'm still, trying to work out what we got to work out in terms of our relationship. Girl, just be quiet and go your ass over there and just act. That's all. You are a great actor, a phenomenal actor. Go your ass over there and act. And if you need to work this out, go sit down on the therapist couch and go and make that happen. Hey, Cams. Hey, Candace F. I'm not cynical, but I know people like that. I got one friend who I let hold some money. I promise you. I text them, where's my money? The next day they was like, oh, well, I just got diagnosed with, baby, that's beautiful. That's great. Where's my money? Okay. Talk to me after you pay me my money. Ciao. Yeah, leave us alone, Jonathan, for now. Just leave. Now, if you just gonna give us the intimate details of your life, the only intimate detail that we want outside of your movie is you giving us some nudes. Now, if you can give us some nudes, we'll be here for it. We'll be here for all parts of it. You give us that. Those are intimate details that we want. This right here, baby, save it, honey. Now, for the girls in the community, I saw this headline. I said, well, if the girls weren't paying attention to politics, Then they'll pay attention now. So one of the major now I don't use poppers. I don't see how these girls be using it. Baby, that shit make my head hurt. I can't do it, honey. I did it one time. I can't do it. I don't even like people that I'm sleeping with using poppers. Baby, you gonna use that? Go in the other room because that's gonna fill up the whole room. I can't do poppers. If you got to do poppers, baby, we probably not gonna do nothing. And then it be some tops that be doing poppers. I be like, bitch, you a whole ass dope fiend if you a top and you doing poppers. But anyway, so one of the major brands for poppers done shut down business because they got the FDA came and knocked on their door and had a whole situation, had a whole crackdown. They done shut down business, shut down their website and all. Come to find out, I forgot this little tidbit that your new Secretary of HHS, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., says that he believes that AIDS is transmitted through poppers. That's what he said. He said that AIDS is transmitted by poppers. That's what your current sitting HHS. You know what it is, Candace? It's basically paint thinners that people be sniffing. That's what I call it. That's what it smell like. It's this thing inhalant that people sniff in the gay community when they're getting fucked, and it helps. It gives you this lightheaded feeling, and it supposedly helps you loosen up back there, so you could take a peen better, and it makes it not as painful with initial insertion or during the act of. That's what it is. We're gonna learn something. So if you didn't know what let me teach you today. Okay, that's what poppers are. You see that little bottle? It's real small. It's about that big. It's smaller than a 5-hour energy bottle. It's small. You open it up, you put it to your nose, you sniff, but it's like an inhalant. It's a big paint thinners. It makes you lightheaded. But like I told you, I don't like anybody that use poppers. If we having sex, and you use the poppers, it's a problem. If I'm topping you and you need to use a popper, baby, this not gonna work out. Get out my house. If I'm, bottoming and you are topping you using a popper, you a fucking dope fiend. The fuck you need it for? I don't see how people do it. Anyway, but it's very popular within the gay community. Don came in there. Hey, Chef Don, what's going on, boo? Anyway, so one of the major poppers company is shutting down. Like I said, your current Secretary of HHS says that he doesn't believe AIDS is a virus. He believes, I shouldn't say he doesn't believe it's a virus, but he believes that it's passed through poppers. He literally, that's an actual statement, and doubled and tripled down on that. Mind you, poppers wasn't even fucking around when AIDS first was discovered. It is bad for the brain, Sam A. And now back years ago, the FDA put out a warning saying that it could cause it could cause bodily harm as even as severe as death. But the girl's still out here doing poppers, child. I mean, they be doing poppers heavy, honey. Heavy, honey. Girl, I can't do it. Baby, I do it the old fashioned way. Baby, you grit your teeth. You grit your teeth, you breathe through it, and you make it happen, right? You grit your teeth, you breathe through it, you make it happen. Eventually, the pain subsides, you feel better. There you go. What happened to old school? Breathe your way through it, grit your teeth, bite a pillow a little bit during the first minute or two. After that, you get used to it, and it gets better. I'm just saying. Child. Exactly. This is your current Secretary of Health and Homeland Security. Go look it up. Go Google R.F. Kennedy Jr. poppers, and you'll see what he said. So, child. Right, Janae. He probably done used them, child girl. Anyway, Child, I saw this. I said, wait, what? I looked. I said, oh, girl, he's eating people. I said, nope, don't want no parts of it. Yes, China White, just old school. We don't need poppers. Maybe we just going on in there and make it happen. You know, we thug it out, honey. We thugs over here. We are thugs over here. Straight thugs. Thug that thing out. And then you throw it back. Ow, 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 ow. I'm sorry. Oh. It's a family show. First of all, I didn't before I even read the headline, something about his head scared me. I knew I was out when I saw his head and how big his head is. Something about his head is extra, just a little extra. I don't know, extra something, but that head is just ooh, mm, mm, mm. Chum. Yes, yes, lovely 31 blueprint. We gotta thug it out, honey. Baby, but he's out here eating the people. They said he murdered people and he ate the people. They say he went missing from a mental health facility. So now they suing the mental health facility. I ain't even had time to look into this. Nope. I don't know, Cams. Listen, I told you I saw his head and said, nope. Even before I read the headline, I saw his head. I said, nope, that's not what God will have for us in this last and evil day. Nope. Don't even want nope. A bitch can't. Listen, a bitch can't.
ABC. A bitch can't. A bitch can't get a hit. A bitch can't get on the charts. A bitch can't get a Grammy. A bitch just can't.
A bitch can't fit a regular size hat. A bitch bet not never try to headbutt me. You know what I'm saying? Girl, that head. Listen, mama. Nope. Sir, sir, sir. Now, how did you kill these people? Did you headbutt them or something? I'm just trying to figure out. I'm just saying. Anyway, I don't know if them tattoos or what, Janae. I don't know what that is, Janae. I can't figure it out. Anyway, a bitch just can't. Go with God. Listen, nope. If y'all looking for me to break this down, not even gonna do it. I am not. Listen, I'm so sick of this young man. Not that he got an extra large hat. He do. Child, he wear an 8.5 size hat. A 8 is big enough. But an 8.5 size hat, child. Child. Went upside that forehead a few times. Child, I don't know. Did he? He's claiming that CNN altered the tape of him beating Cassie. Sir, we're not entertaining you in your fuck shit. Sir, you need to leave this shit alone. There's no explaining away what we saw. We saw what we saw. There ain't enough CGI, AI, or alterations that could be had to concoct or make up what we saw. Because you're trying to make it like, oh, they made this video up. Sir, that's you. You beat the girl down. Sir, get the fuck away from us. Sir, we don't have this type of, I don't care what you and your defense team is trying to come up with. We don't have this type of time. Sir, get away from us. A bitch can't. A bitch just damn can't. Shout out to Harold. I'm just saying. Sir, go with God and leave us the fuck alone. It's time to delve into the dossier. Speaking of the dossier, I ain't even got the dossier up yet. But it's time for us to delve into the dossier for today's Silly Saturday. All right. In our first story today, so yesterday, excuse me, yesterday and last night, there was a series of storms that crossed through Tornado Alley, crossed through the breadbasket of this country, the Mississippi Delta area, and ravaged several areas. Um, at least 16 people have died across the country as the storm system unleashed multiple tornadoes that struck across several states in the South and in the Midwest. Um, yeah, I mean, Arkansas was hit pretty bad. The Texas Panhandle was hit pretty bad. Missouri was hit pretty bad. Um, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad yesterday and last night. If you are in those areas, we certain Mississippi was also hit pretty bad. Um, even areas in Alabama, and even as far north as Illinois. So the midsection of the country got ravaged by these storms, multiple tornadoes across the country, and they said at least right now, at least 16 people are dead, and there could be more. This all comes on the heels of the announcement that they're going to fire over 1,000 people down to the National Weather Service and the NOAA, National Oceanic Atmospheric Association. They're firing over 1,000 people who's responsible for keeping track of the weather and helping us, know when these things are coming. They're firing these people. But yet we have tornadoes ravaging us. Hey, E. Starkey, I feel like I ain't seen you in forever. How you doing, boo? Good to see you. Hey, MVN, how are you? I know it's early over there, MVN. It's 9:50 over there, child. But yes, if you are in any of the affected areas, hey, Uncle Jay, if you're in any of the affected areas, please, please, please stay safe. If you get an alert on your phone, um, um, seek shelter in the innermost part of your home. I know they said coming through Georgia, it's supposed to be bad rain today, so it's probably we're probably going to get some of that today. I know Uncle Jay says North Carolina is going to get hit as well. Um, exactly, Candace F. Um, yeah, we're going to get some of that bad stuff today too, Harold. I hope it don't last until tonight, because later tonight I got to get, I got a whole bust down happening later tonight, baby. As long as it's done by like 9 o'clock, because I'm gonna roll up over there about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and we'll be going to about 3 in the morning. It's gonna be a 3-4 hour session. Uh-huh. Judge your mammy, don't judge me. It's Saturday night. You been working with them dumb customers, child. Don't let them work you too hard over there, East Starkey. Don't let them work you too hard over there. Child. So this is the song that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends. Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue singing it forever just because this is the song that doesn't end. Girl. Now, first, we had last Saturday, this started on Silly Saturday last week. You had Tia Jones and Xavier Worthy. Xavier Worthy was arrested on domestic violence. He then was released, said nothing to see here, dropping charges. Tia Jones, the girlfriend, come out and says, "Oh, but he choke slammed me." But they still didn't give her a restraining order. She said, "Yeah, he knew I had a history of domestic violence, and I wouldn't let no man do this to me no more." Da 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 da. And he choke slammed me, and I can't believe he did it. Baby, it was a lot going on. We didn't know who to believe at that point. Well, here's the newest installment. Now, Tia Jones, who's still listed as his fiance, says she's the one who beat him up after he tried to choke slam her. Child. So let me read this to you, honey. Because this is a mess. A whole ass mess. Sprinter Tia Jones got engaged to University of Texas to Xavier Worthy in July. but filed and received a protective order against Worthy on Tuesday. I thought she didn't get it. Well, I guess she did get it. Days earlier, Williamson County District Attorney Sean Dick, that's a name, declined to file charges against Xavier Worthy over Friday night's arrest for allegedly strangling a family or household member. Of the 5 alleged incidents of domestic violence over the last year, so allegedly there are 5 incidents of domestic violence over the last year. The altercation that happened last Friday, leading to the arrest of Xavier Worthy that we discussed, that we reported on last Saturday, was the absolute most violent he has ever been, according to Tia Jones. And she said that in her filing for the protective order. Tia Jones said her vision was impacted as a result, and she needed to cancel track practice because she was in so much pain. Somehow she said somehow Xavier became upset that he and his new dog were being ignored by her, leading him to become angry with her. The two exchanged words before he flipped out, according to the filing. Tia Jones claims that Worthy body slammed her against the wall while demanding she, quote, get the fuck out their house, end of quote. She says he screamed at her saying, quote, well, I'm sorry. That's what he said. He said, get the fuck out my house. That's what he screamed at her. She then says in the filing that he, quote, grabbed me by the throat, lifted me off the ground, and slammed me on the floor, end of quote. She's and that's when she said her vision became impacted and she had to cancel track practice because she was in so much pain. She goes on to accuse him of stealing her phone, tablet, and computer, adding that she needed to contact a neighbor for help. In the filing, she says, quote, he follows me to the game room and starts tossing me around, choking me, and slamming me, end of quote. This gets real violent. So if you are easily triggered, I should have gave a trigger warning. I apologize. The filing goes on to say, quote, he carries me to the garage door. I remember holding onto the wall while he was pulling me, making both my feet come off the ground. He lets one of his hands go to open the garage, and then he puts both of his hands around my neck from behind, and he chokes my neck so tight I was making choking sounds. I felt like I was going to die, end of quote. And all of that is alleged in the filing for the protective order. Now, her attorney says that Tia spoke to a detective for 3 hours on Wednesday, providing him with text, photos, recordings, and medical records. And all of that was given to the people, the investigators, and the detectives. I don't know. Listen. Now they say after the protective order hearing, both sides will have the opportunity. So the protective order hearing hasn't happened yet. Okay, because I was gonna say I thought they dropped all of the charges and all of that stuff last week, so they haven't had the protective order hearing yet. So they're going to have the protective order hearing, and we'll see what comes out from there. But listen, this is a lot going on, a lot. And what baffles the mind is the fact that the district attorney would so quickly uh, decline to file charges. What it sounds like to me, somebody down to the Kansas City Chiefs and the NFL called this district attorney and said, you got to make this go away. Now, we know the Kansas City Chiefs is the same Kansas City Chiefs where the head coach, Andy Reid, his son killed the little girl. Remember that? And his ass still ain't in jail. His son had a DUI. Andy Reid's son, that's an assistant coach, had a whole DUI, killed this, like, I think 8 or 9-year-old white girl. His ass ain't went to nobody's jail. Here we are. I know this ain't the end of this. I know we're gonna hear more about this situation, but I just wanted to bring y'all the latest update. So they according to what I read, there's been several incidents of this. Um Several incidents, domestic violence incidents over the last few years. How many years? She said, hold on. She said, over the last year, there's been 5 incidents over the last year. Now, this young man is only 21 years old. That's it. That's all. 21 years old. A mess. A mess. I don't know, Xavier. You know, sometimes people have real estate over in Stockholm. You know, I can't listen. And I understand sometimes it's hard. It's not as easy as it sounds when you're not going through it. And you know, sometimes people have real estate over in Stockholm. They do. And we have to pray for them and their health and strength, and that they can get out of that situation. So we're praying that she can get herself out of this situation. I'm also praying for if and when she does, that the next person sees this case and understands what they're working with before they decide to go and get in a relationship with this man, because he needs some help. He needs some help. In more news, trying to tell you. Trying to tell you, couldn't be mine. Could not be mine. Could not be my sister. Hey, L Love, my love. Could not be my sister. Because the way my family would roll up, baby, listen. Ch- Baby, listen. That's what I'm afraid of, Xavier. That is what I'm afraid of. I'm very afraid of that she's not gonna leave and he's not gonna stop. Somebody need to go snatch her up and talk to her. In more news, Offset finds himself in the news. Is that all? Yeah, that's Offset. I can't keep up with these people and their names. So, he allegedly punched a weed dispensary guard. Um, and that's he went to a weed dispensary. He's claiming that the guard down to the dispensary spit on him, and that started the altercation. The incident took place at Midmen LAX, a popular dispensary, when Offset and his entourage arrived around 9:30 p.m. A dispute over broke out over whether Offset had presented his ID, a requirement under California law to purchase or even touch marijuana products. Offset's representatives have dismissed the claims as absurd, pointing out that the rapper had just flown in and as usual, had his identification with him. According to Offset, he was in the process of showing his ID when the security guard became aggressive, allegedly spitting in his face. This led to a physical confrontation between the two. As the situation escalated, more security staff joined the fray and Offset punched the guard. In retaliation, the guard reportedly sprayed mace at Offset and his entourage. Police were called, and Offset and his group quickly fled the scene. Paramedics arrived shortly afterwards, and the guard was taken to a nearby hospital, though the severity of his injuries remain unclear. The person is believed to have pressed charges against Offset, but the rapper maintains his innocence, claiming that the entire ordeal was provoked by the guard's actions. Despite the altercation, Offset's attempt to enjoy some legal cannabis after his flight was abruptly interrupted. I feel like it probably was a situation they started yelling. Some people, you know, when they start yelling, they start spitting. You know, spit might fly out your mouth and land on the other person. You thought the man spit on you, and he might have just been yelling, and a little spitball flew out his mouth, and now y'all already mad, heated, and now it just all went down from there. I don't really care about you like that, Offset. I don't really, you ain't shit. Hey, tacos and tequila, child. Sir, go with God. Um. So Normani, this happened earlier this week. Normani got engaged. Well, I shouldn't say got engaged, but we found out that Normani is engaged to DK Metcalf, who used to play for the Seattle Seahawks and now plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, I just gratuitously put some of his body pictures up there so y'all can see why Normani ain't putting out no music. She ain't putting out no music because she's over there getting sweet meat, okay? She's over there getting some sweet meat. Now, they said that they met through Sierra and Russell Wilson. They say Sierra and Russell Wilson set them up back in 2020. And that was back when Russell Wilson was still teammates with DK Metcalf. And that's how he met Normani. Sierra and Russell Wilson, hooked them up. Baby, listen. Y'all looking for Normani's album. Baby, she don't have time for no album. Mama is over there getting the sweet meats, okay? She's not playing these games with y'all, okay? Child. I'm here to serve the people, China White. I'm always here to serve the people. I'm here for y'all, okay? I'm here for y'all. I have to give the people what they want. So if you're looking for Normani to have an album out anytime soon, let it go. Leave her alone, okay? She got other things to worry about, okay? She got other things to be worried about. She got to fight you whores off. That's probably trying at you whores at every other groupie skank down to the NFL hotels when they go travel that's trying to sleep with her man. And so she ain't got time to be releasing no album. She ain't got time for no. Oh, she released the album. She ain't do the music video. She ain't got time for that, Xavier. Baby, she got to be over there getting her blocks beat in, her womb plunged. Okay, baby, she got a man to keep. But we happy for them. They make a real crude couple. They real crude. Y'all real crude over there. Real crude. I had to give y'all some other pictures of him because that picture right there is not real flattering. That don't give you the whole story. I had to give y'all the whole story. I'm just saying. Ciao. Anyway, right, got to give the people, gotta give them what they want. Come on now. We're happy for y'all. Come on, God. Hey, little baby. Congratulations goes out to Steph Curry. So Steph Curry made NBA history by becoming the first player to hit 4,000 three-point shots. And this happened on Thursday night during his game against this Sacramento Kings. And he hit 3-pointers in the win over the Sacramento Kings, and thus making him the first player in NBA history to hit 4,000 three-pointers. Now, I mean, shout out to him. Now, we know the three-point line came in, I forgot what year. I think it was late 70s or early 80s. The three-point shot became a thing. Before then, there was no three-point shot in the NBA. But I think it came in late 70s or early 80s, somewhere around there. But, I mean, no one would argue. He's I mean, if you want to argue, you can. But we know he's probably the greatest three-point shooter in the history of the NBA. I mean, he's the greatest three-point shooter in the history of the NBA. That's without question. So now that he has the record and they're thinking who's ever going to pass him, but who knows? Somebody might be alive right now that in years later may surpass him. But as of right now, he's just going to continue adding to he's just going to continue adding to his record. Now, the number 2 person was Ray Allen, who's also one of the greatest shooters of all time. I'm trying to see how many Ray Allen has. Ray Allen he's way past Ray Allen. Um, Ray Allen only had 2,973. So Steph Curry got a whole thousand past Ray Allen. Okay, and he's just going. The number two person, number three person was James Harden. I'm sorry, James Harden was the number two. James Harden did pass Ray Allen. I'm sorry, James Harden had 3,127. He did end up passing Ray Allen for number two. I'm sorry. So Ray Allen is number three, James Harden is number two, and Steph Curry is almost 1,000. He's at least 900, almost 900 above James Harden. So they're thinking nobody's ever going to pass Steph Curry's record. You know, a lot of y'all like Steph Curry, y'all like him high yellow and stuff like that. I like a little extra melanin. I like a little blue black on me. Right. Shout out to Ray Allen, Jesus Shuttlesworth. Child, from the movie He Got Game with Denzel Washington. I remember that movie. Ray Allen was real cute back then. He's still cute, honey. Child. Hey, Jay Parrish. Child. Anyway, we're happy for you, sir. Congrats to you, Steph Curry. Anthony Mackie is in the news. Some people find his comments controversial. Some people find them not. He was talking about how he raises his sons. I'm gonna let him talk. I'm gonna let y'all watch it and y'all tell me how y'all feel.
I keep my boys humble. Like my boys have never had a pair of Jordans. You know, my boys don't do all that internet fly shit. I'm like your kids. And no, I don't give a. I could be the biggest star in the world. Do not let me catch you being stupid. Do not. And my oldest gets it. My 15-year-old, he tell the other ones, he's like, yo, don't make dad mad. Because once you get one that's right, he gonna straighten the other ones out. So it's just that thing of, in the past 20 years, we've been living through the death of the American male. They have literally killed masculinity in our homes and our communities, for one reason or another. But I raised my boys to be young men. And however you feel about that, you feel about that. Right. But my boys will always be respectful. They will always say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. No, sir, no, ma'am. They will always say thank you. They will always open a door for a lady. They will always make sure that their mother is taken care and provided for. They will always be men. And that's always, since they were 2 years old. Every time I left for a job, I tell my 15-year-old, you're the man of the house. You make sure these doors are locked every night, this alarm is on, you text me or you call me every night before you go to bed and you wake up.
I love that.
Because we're men. If I'm not there to protect, he got to be there to protect. Because you can have all the money in the world, climb through the window, that money means nothing. Right. You can have all the celebrity in the world, you jump through the door, that celebrity means nothing. Yeah. So you got to have a little guard in there, you know? And so for me, it's always that idea of American masculinity is very different.
Some parts of what he said was okay, but this whole end of American masculinity, that's where you lost us. It's nothing wrong with you teaching your sons. If I'm out, shooting a movie, my oldest son who's 50, he know, lock the house up, make sure, you take care of your mama, take care of your younger brothers. That's what you're supposed to do. But all of this depth of masculinity and all of this, that, and the third, and all of these preconceived notions about what masculinity is and is not, is the problem with American masculinity. Protecting your family does not equate to masculinity. Okay? Just because you are protecting your family, that doesn't make you American. That's not masculinity. Just because you're respectful does not mean that's not masculinity. Now, what has been dismantled is these ideas of toxic masculinity, where this patriarchal, heteropatriarchal society that diminishes the full scope and spectrum of emotions that human beings go through, because you only want men to be confined to these small number of emotions, and you can't experience the whole spectrum of the human, emotion. It's just a mess, y'all. Sir, 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 sir. Sir, let's be clear. I know a lot of women that can protect their homes and families much better than even the most, in your estimation, masculine men. And I know, I'm just, that's a full stop. But we know what he's saying. He said it without saying it. What he's saying is, I don't want my sons to be gay. I'm just gonna put it out there. We know what he's saying. I don't want my sons to be no punk. I don't want them to be feminine. I don't want them to be none of that. That's what he's saying, trying to say without saying it. Sir, we heard you loud and clear. You ain't got we're not slow over here. You ain't got to mix words. You could have just came right out and said it. I'm just saying. That's a good question too, Harold. That's a good question because that sounds like fear. That's what it sounds like. Instead of being fatherly, now you're just instilling fear because they don't know what's gonna happen. Child, I just can't. We know exactly what this is. And it's thinking and ideology like this, which is why these these characteristics and traits get proliferated in our society. Because let's be clear, sir, American masculinity has not gone anywhere. It really has not. If anything, it's dug its feet in the ground. There's a whole red pill society. There's the whole manosphere where they've doubled, tripled, and quadrupled down on this idea of American masculinity. It ain't going nowhere. And there are millions of acolytes and sycophants that buy into that foolery. You worried about you not wanting to have a son that turns out to be gay. That's what you're worried about, sir. Just come out and say it full throated with your chest. Since you a man and you masculine, then say what you want to say. But you know your ass can't say that because you over there trying to get movie roles. You over there trying to play around with the Marvels and stuff like that. You over there trying to, garner more money through roles. And so you tried to keep it real cute. You tried to be PC and dance around it when we knew exactly what you were saying. Because you knew if your ass had come out and said exactly what you wanted to say, they would shut your ass the fuck down. Girl. My question is, why is a 15-year-old, even if you I'm okay with you telling a 15-year-old, okay, make sure help your mama out. Make sure you get your young brothers in order. If you have to take care of your brothers, make sure you lock the doors, and so forth. Because oftentimes the older sibling does have to take care of their younger siblings. Beautiful, fine. But at the end of the day, that's still a young man, and he should be able to live his life as a young man and not permanently have to take on the role of the adult. Because that's why he has a mother, and I'm sure the mother is very capable of protecting the family as well. Child, I'm not going down this road. This silly Saturday, this is way too deep in the weeds for us, sir. We don't have this type of time, okay? A bitch just can't today. Now, a bitch just damn can't. That makes sense. Child, this is just a mess. A mess. Sir, you ain't shit. We done clocked you for what you is. Sir, get the fuck away from us. Go with God. Actually, go to hell. Ray J is in the news. Dear God above, why God? Why is he in the news today, Lord? So apparently he has been arrested after a heated exchange with Princess Love. I'm so sick of these bitches. Why the fuck they ain't in fucking the hashtag ABCs, L Teddy? I'm so sick of these motherfuckers. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Ray J and Princess, according to TMZ, Ray J and Princess Love got into a heated fight. And we're told things were so bad, police got involved and detained Ray J in the back of a squad car. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ Ray J came home from a tour Thursday afternoon, and he and Princess Love started fighting about their pending divorce. We're told Princess called LAPD, claiming Ray J was being aggressive, yelling, and possibly under the influence. Our sources say when cops arrived at the house, they detained Ray J and slapped up on a pair of handcuffs, keeping him in the back of the black and white of a black and white squad car to de-escalate the situation and figure out what the heck had happened between them. After speaking to both parties, TMZ is being told that police determined no crime had been committed. Ray J was taken out of cuffs, released, and went on his way. Now, there's a video apparently of this that's been posted online. And they say that he's thanking the police officers for how they handled the situation. I wasn't looking for the video. I don't care enough about this man. What I am sick of is I'm sick of these bastards always in our timelines. Why are y'all still married and not divorced? Now y'all worried about Tia Jones. What about Princess Love? You clearly like this stuff that you got going on with this young man. I don't. I don't have the energy for these two. I don't have the energy, y'all. I can't keep up, y'all. It's too much. It's just way too much. Okay. Uh, I'm with you, China White. Something is, there's something tainted in the DNA of this young man. I'm just saying. I just can't, y'all. I'm sick, and it ain't just Ray J for me. It's both of them. Both of them, man. I'm just sick of them. I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of them. God, like if you know, even if you side with Ray J, why you always going your ass over there, knowing that woman don't like you like that, knowing any slight thing, she finna call the police. Or on the other side, if you know he's toxic and he always gets you mad, girl, why you let him over there? You need to have some type of situation. If you want to come see your child, let's meet at your mama and daddy house or my mom and daddy house, and you can come see them there. But you're not coming over to my house because y'all got too much the fuck going on. Leave us the fuck alone and leave us out of it. Come with God. I mean, we just sick of it. Shout out to Flau'jae Johnson. Now she has teamed up with Experian to wipe out $5 million in debt for Louisiana families. Flau'jae Johnson announced yesterday that she will serve as spokesperson for the initiative, directly benefiting 5,000 families in the state. She is a junior business major, making her a strong advocate for financial literacy. She said in her post, quote, "You know what's bigger than basketball? Financial empowerment. Finances are tough, and Experian is helping the next generation pursue their dreams. That's why I'm excited to announce Experian is wiping out $5 million of debt for families in Louisiana. Money isn't everything, but you need it to live a good life. The Experian app can help you save time and money, build your credit, and help you gain more knowledge in finances." Now y'all know she plays for LSU. I'm sorry, that was the end of quote. Y'all know she plays for LSU. We're glad to see this. This young lady is doing, giving back to her community, doing the work of her community, and we're glad to see it. Shout out to her and Experian. Now I got issues and beef with the Experian because when I had a couple years ago, I had to get something removed from my credit score that wasn't supposed to be there. Child, they ain't shit. But shout out to her. Congrats. I'm just saying. Brittany Janae said, I got her saying a mess. Just a damn mess. It is. But shout out to Flaugier. Um, so I saw this story and it was alarming. A Tokyo YouTuber was stabbed to death while streaming, raising online safety concerns. Baby, when I'm in my house, like right now, live, every door is locked. Baby, the moment I hear the slightest thing, what was that? Y'all see every time somebody knock on the door, what I do? I stop, I say, hold on, somebody at the door, let me figure this out. Baby, I'm not playing with y'all. I have a piece in every corner of the house. Depending on which part of the house I'm in, I can quickly grab something and be ready. Mm-mm. YouTuber Eri Sato was tragically stabbed during a live stream in Tokyo, bringing attention to the dangers faced by content creators. This incident highlights growing risks like stream sniping, stalking, and real-time harassment. Other cases such as swatting and threats involving streamers like Valkyrie and Kai Sanat show how online figures are increasingly targeted in virtual and physical spaces. Major streaming platforms struggle to implement sufficient safety measures to protect creators from real world harm linked to live content. Now, this happened in Tokyo, Japan, which is rather safe. He was stabbed to death Tuesday while live streaming in downtown Tokyo. Um, Listen, y'all know me. It's very rare that I'm doing a live outside of my house. And I don't even show y'all my whole house. All y'all get, you know how people be like, oh, let me show you. I don't play them games. I do not show you my house. You see just this back wall in back of me or whatever's behind me. I'm not showing y'all my, and I love y'all down. But I just, and that's not, you know, nothing against y'all, but you put stuff on the internet, it's out there, people will find a way to get to you. I don't have that type of energy. Now they say the suspect is a 52-year-old man. Um, and he says that he did not intend to kill her. He admitted to tracking her location by watching her live stream. He has not yet been charged. He has not been charged. Now, I'm surprised this happened in Japan because Japan has very serious laws, very serious laws against violent crimes, and their conviction rate is like in the upper 90s. They don't play around in Japan. Japan, you're not going over there. I've been to Japan before. Baby, you're not having no violence over there. They don't play them games in Japan. Baby, you're going to go to jail and you're going to get convicted and you ain't getting out for a while. They don't fuck off over there. They do not fuck off. So, we got to protect each other. You know what I'm saying? In the online community. You know what I'm saying? If you see something, say something. Y'all see somebody acting or saying something crazy in the chat, let me know. It sounds like he did, Fran. That's why y'all know you get just what's directly behind me. We ain't going through all it. Nope. Show ain't. No. Now Airbnb really be Airbnb really be was at my old house. They haven't been to this one yet. So right, child. I'm the type like on social media, I usually don't post pictures from a trip that I go on until I get back. Oh, you out of town? No, girl, I'm already back. Oh, I saw you post a child. That was last weekend. Sorry. Child. Right, Japan. Don't fuck off. They don't play around over there in Japan. Cams. There's a meeting in my bedroom. Oh. So girl, please don't. So Cams, please don't be late. There's a meeting in my bedroom, 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 bedroom. I'm just saying. Chat. Ladies and gentlemen, non-binary conforming members of our audience, y'all know what time it is. It is time for us to have the song stylings of the late great Larry Myers so that we can, forthwith and properly usher in our Sugar Spike segment.
You see, this is the part that I like.
Major Sugar Spike.
So long farewell, I want to fight. That he gave, his only begotten son.
Major Sugar Spike.
And who shall ever believe?
Major Sugar Spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! I told y'all that this case will continue to have a slow leak. There will be a continual slow drip of information coming out about this situation. So this is the latest update from the situation over in Baton Rouge with the untimely death of Caleb Wilson, who was pledging Omega Psi Phi. Now, the other guy you see on the screen, that's one guy. You see him in 4 pictures. That is Assistant Director of Bands, Safi Abdel Raouf. He is a member of Omega Psi Phi, and he is the basilisk of the alumni chapter out there. Now, let me read this to you. This was an update that I got yesterday that I did not hear. The assistant director of bands at Southern University has been placed on administrative leave for 30 days amid the campus's investigation into the death of a band member at an Omega Psi Phi initiation last month. Caleb Wilson, 20, died. We know he died on February 26th because of a hazing incident. Assistant Director Safi Abdel Raouf was suspended 2 days later, the university told news outlets on Friday. Abdel Raouf is the president of the graduate chapter, the Lambda Alpha chapter of Omega Psi Phi, which oversees the undergraduate chapter at Southern University. Now, a university spokesperson told news outlets, quote, Safi Abdel Raouf has been on administrative leave for 30 days since February 28th, 2025. No further comment will be made on this personnel matter, end of quote. We know there's already been 3 people arrested in connection with this incident, with this untimely death. And so that's all the information that we have so far. The university is real tight-lipped about this. I haven't heard anything about the police warning him, I haven't heard anything, but this is the latest thing. Now, as a band member, as an HBCU band member, as a person that's been in bands since 6th grade, the best way I can explain to you the relationship between a band member and their band director is similar to a football coach and the players. That becomes a father figure. That becomes somebody who you emulate, you look up to, you seek for guidance. This thing, knowing that Caleb Wilson was in the band and now finding out that the assistant band director was in Omega Psi Phi as well, the fraternity that he was pledging, my high school band director is a member of Kappa Alpha Psi. My high school band director is the current band director of the March of 100. He's, like I said, he's a member. One of the reasons that I joined Kappa Alpha Psi is because of the influence of my high school band director, who ended up when I was in college becoming the band director halfway through my college career. Anyway, that being said, it is alarming. There's something to this, y'all. There is the fact that they put him on leave for 30 days. This ain't good, y'all. This ain't good. This is not good. This ain't good at all. I wanted to bring this up because I saw this and I said, "Oh." Now, how many of y'all had heard this story? Because y'all usually be more up to date on this story than y'all usually be breaking news to me. How many of y'all knew about this piece of the pie, this piece of the story? Yo, you had a bestie that pledged what alumni chapter, child? Alumni chapter accused in Miami. That's Sigma Alpha. Yeah, I think that's Sigma Alpha. Chapter. That's the alumni chapter in Miami, Sigma Alpha chapter. What's his name? What do he look like? I might know him. I might have a story on your best friend, Uncle Jay. Child, what his name? Ew. What he look like, child? You ain't got to put it in the chat. Just send me a DM. I might have a story. Child. Girl. I just wanted to bring y'all this update because this is an extra piece of the puzzle. I believe the alumni chapter is Sigma Alpha in Miami. The Miami alumni chapter of Omega Psi Phi is Sigma Alpha chapter. That I know. And I usually know everybody that's on the lines that play at Sigma Alpha chapter. Because the D9 circle in Miami is real small and real connected. So I didn't know about this piece of the story, but knowing that he was in the jukebox says there was some listen, I'm telling you, that's why, if y'all remember when I first reported on this, I said when band members, or when a member of an HBCU band go pledge D9, they have expectations. Oh, you done made it through the band. You could deal with all this. We already know you built for this. Oh, we could do whatever to you. You're already used to hazing. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, most HBCU bands have some type of hazing. Oh, he an alpha? I got friends that's presidents of the alpha. That's beta lambda. I got a lot of friends in that chapter. Child, send me a DM. That's a beta lambda chapter. Several of my friends are past presidents of the beta lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha. So I probably know who your best friend is. Child, I might have a story. Anyway, the point that I'm making is knowing that they knew Caleb was in the human jukebox and he was over there going through this age, they probably look, child, he'll be all right. He was in a band. He good. I'm telling you, that's the mentality. I know, point blank. Child, and I told you, I don't believe no part. Everybody who I've talked to that's in D9, in a band and everything, we all said the same thing. Nobody believes this lie about, oh, they had on gloves when they punched him. In my whole, I've never heard of a story of you going through a process where because there's a lot of processes where you get punched or whatever. I'm not gonna lie to you. However, in none of those processes does it involve fucking boxing gloves. Oh, girl, please. The cues? Oh, girl. Child. Anyway, we gotta move on. Well, in a case of Texas being Texas, hold your horses if you live in Texas. You do want to hear about this. So if you are a content creator in the great state of Texas, you want to listen up. House Bill 366, authored by Dade Phelan, was heard at the State Affairs Committee on Wednesday. The bill specifically targets political advertising that features an quote image, audio recording, or video recording of an office holder's or candidate's appearance, speech, or conduct that did not occur in reality. End of quote. This broad language includes using media altered using generative artificial intelligence technology. The Texas Ethics Commission would have the authority to determine the specific format, font, size, and color of the required disclaimer. The bill tasks the Texas Ethics Commission with establishing via rulemaking the parameters of the disclosure requirement and then classifies an offense under the law as a Class A misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year in jail and or a fine of $4,000. Now, what's being said in the debate of this is supposed to be geared and this is being said in open debate within the committee meetings. This is geared toward um individuals who individuals who um make political cartoons, individuals who have commentary on social media. Because you notice it said the image of someone, audio recording or video recording, but there's a carve out in that that specifically says the conduct of of a political figure. Okay. So if you are, this is supposed to target any type of advertising you do, any type of political cartoon or social media post where you are discussing you can either have an image of the person, you can have an audio recording, you could have a video recording, or you could have the person's appearance, you could have their speech, or you could be discussing their conduct. And if you don't have a disclaimer, an approved disclaimer by Texas Ethics Commission, you could be facing criminal liability. hmm I'm just saying. No, parody will fall under that. A parody will fall underneath that. It's only for political figures. It's not for anybody. It's only for political figures. Uh-huh. I told y'all we are right in the middle of an authoritarian takeover. Or it's intentionally vague so it can be a catch-all. Moving on. In more sugar spiky news, well, you should know that it's being reported that in just 3 months of this year, there are more measles cases than we had in all of last year. In Texas alone, there's 259 cases. In the state of Texas alone, New Mexico has 35. And other states around the country that I'm going to mention in just a second have multiple cases as well. So last year only having 285 cases. Now they're saying there's been at least 320 cases that they know about or that's been reported in 2025. At least 320 just in the first 3 months. And we only had 259 cases of and this is measles all last year. But you have but you have a whole secretary of HHS that doesn't believe in vaccines. Now, the average since they declared measles eliminated back in 2000, the average number of cases was now brought up to 179 cases per year, and that's because of the spike in the last 2 years. They said normally this is only the 5th time since it was declared eliminated in 2000 that there's been more than 100 cases, and only the 3rd a year that an outbreak has led to more than 200 cases. But y'all say it ain't no problem. You should also know that there are 3 more states with confirmed measles cases, bringing us up to the following states: Texas, New Mexico, Alaska, California, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and Washington. All of those states now have confirmed measles cases. Oh, those were the ones already reported. Excuse me. The 3 new states are New York, Vermont, and Maryland. So the states we already had confirmed were Texas, New Mexico, Alaska, California, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and the state of Washington. The 3 new states are Maryland, New York, and Vermont. I don't know what y'all want from me. I just report the news. I already got my listen. I bought 3 boxes of 50 packs of KN95 masks because I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not playing with y'all. Nope. Not. I'm not finna let y'all send me to an early grave. No, not doing this. Nope. Just want to let you know, if I called your state, that you see Georgia was called out, I'm going to govern myself accordingly because you people are carriers. Moving on in more sugar spiky news. Let me grab my trusty bag of high chews that I keep over here and let me go ahead because before I even get started on this, I'm gonna just go ahead and let Larry, just seeing this man's face. Larry, I need you before I even get into this story. Larry, I need you.
Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So long, well, I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! I wish somebody help me.
Y'all see, I am feverishly sucking on this high chew to regulate my sugar levels. Y'all, I am feverishly all right. That would be Senate Minority Leader Chuck Fuck Bitch Schumer. So Yesterday morning, it was announced that Chuck Schumer had said that he would vote for cloture. Now, what is cloture? Cloture is a bill, it's a procedural bill that ends debate on anything or ends the filibuster and allows something to go to a full vote of the Senate. The filibuster, you need 2/3. You need a 2/3 vote to end the filibuster, right? And technically not 2/3. You need 60 votes to so it's a little less than 2/3, but you need 60 votes to end the filibuster and to or for a cloture vote. And so when you have cloture, what happens is it quickly ends debate and moves toward the full vote. Now, the full vote for the Senate on the continuing resolution is a simple majority. However, to get past the filibuster, you can't get past the filibuster unless you have 10 Democrats that to vote for cloture. So what happens yesterday morning when Chuck Schumer decides that he's going to vote for cloture, he knows he has a group of individuals in his corner that have already agreed. Chuck Schumer does not go on television or go on the House on Senate floor saying he'll be voting for cloture unless he's the minority leader, unless he knows he has the votes. He's never going to say that on the floor of the Senate without having the votes to do that. He's going to let the filibuster continue until he whips up enough votes. So when he got his ass on at that lectern and announced that he would be voting for cloture, you knew he had the 10 him and 9 others at least that would vote on cloture. Now, what happens after the cloture vote does not matter. It does not matter because essentially voting on cloture means that you have essentially guaranteed the bill going through. Because what I told you was this bill, when it gets to the when the actual bill gets to the floor, it only needs simple majority. They have simple majority by themselves on the Republican side. So you voting on cloture is essentially you voting to allow this bill to pass. It doesn't matter because I'm gonna tell you what's going to be, what the fuck shit is going to be is when you have Senate Democrats, right, who go on record saying, well, I didn't vote for I didn't vote for the I didn't vote for the Senate for the continuing resolution. No, I didn't. But you voted for closure, which means that you essentially greenlit this bill. Now, the actual bill was 54 to 46. On the actual continuing resolution, the funding bill, only one Democrat, Gene Shaheen, out of New Hampshire, that's retiring and not seeking reelection. And then you also had one independent who caucuses with the Democrats, and that's Angus King, Senator Angus King. He also voted yes on this funding bill. Republican Senator Rand Paul voted no. He had already said he was a no vote because he's one of those people that's never going to vote to raise the debt ceiling. So Rand Paul, you knew was a no. So that's how you got 54 to 46. So you have Democratic Senator Gene Shaheen, who's retiring and basically gave a big fuck you on the way out and don't give a damn about y'all. You had independent senator who caucuses with the Democrats, Angus King, out of Maine, who also voted to for this bill, and then Republican Senator Rand Paul that voted no. Now, what Chuck Schumer will try to do is he will try to spin this and say, oh no, check the record. I never voted for this bill. Sir, you're a fucking liar. Because when your ass voted for cloture, you essentially guaranteed this bill going through. They don't need you after you vote for cloture. Voting for cloture is you trying to CYA, you essentially voting for the bill without having your name on it. You ain't shit. But let me give you the names of the 10 Democrats that voted for cloture. That would be Chuck Schumer, minority leader of the great state of New York, Democratic, the whip, Senate whip, Dick Durbin of the great state of Illinois, Catherine Cortez Masto of the great state of Nevada, Maggie Hassan out of the great state of New Hampshire, fuck bitch John Fetterman, of the great state of Pennsylvania, Gary Peters of the great state of Michigan, Brian Schatz of the great state of Hawaii, Kirsten Gillibrand of the great state of New York, and Gene Shaheen of the great state of New Hampshire, and Angus King, who is not Democrat, but he's an independent. Angus King out of the great state of Maine, but he caucuses with the Dems. Now, Tammy Duckworth tried to put an amendment that would reinstate veterans who were fired from their federal jobs under the Trump administration. That amendment, they didn't even take that amendment. Senator Chris Van Halen out of Maryland, he tried to add an amendment that would eliminate the Department of Government Efficiency. That also, as you know, did not. That amendment didn't go. So Chuck Schumer basically told the American people, bend over, here it comes again. Hashtag Bohica. We need a hashtag Bohica emoji for the members. Hashtag Bohica. Now, I believe Chuck Schumer is up for re-election in 2026. Chuck Schumer is up for re-election. Oh, he's not up for re-election until 2028. He's up for re-election in 2028. He was re-elected in 22, and he's up for re-election in 2028. So we still have him for another 3 years at least. Listen, the only reason that I'm not screaming from the rooftop and blathering about this, because if y'all have been on this platform, did I not say to you just a few days back that this was going to happen? Did I not say this just earlier this week that Dems in the fucking Senate would vote? I said this on Red, Blue, and Black. On Red, Blue, and Black with Cams. For those who were here, I said these people don't do right by the American people. They're going to be Democrats that vote for this bill to get through. The bill will go through because there will be Senate Democrats that help it. I said that. I'm not even surprised. I have also been saying for the last few weeks what? All of the Senate Democrats are up for re-election. I'm okay with primarying every single one. You want to know why? I'm still never going to forgive them for the 100-0 vote on fucking Marco Rubio. I'm never going to forgive Senate Democrats that you had people that were over here voting to confirm members of this man's administration. I'm never going to forgive you all for this, because as much as you all scream to us that this man is a threat to democracy and that democracy is on the line, and you all went along with it. You all voted for our democracy to be burned to the fucking ground. You did that. And I've said that over here. I've said everybody. I don't care who the fuck they are. I've said all of them can go, because if you all are willing to acquiesce and coalesce to the demands of an administration that have us careening into fascism, that has us morphing before our eyes into an authoritarian dictatorship, you need to be removed as well. You're a part of the coup. And history will reflect that when we do go down the path of Hungary, because we know Viktor Orban is one of Donald Trump's mentors politically. When we go the route of Hungary, history will show that you people allowed it to happen. And I'm not talking about the Republicans. I'm talking about the fucking Senate Democrats. And what does it say to your party, your congressional Democrats, when even the House, as much as Hakeem Jeffries and a lot of the establishment Dems in the House get on my fucking nerves and make my ass itch, they stood tall. You only had one defector, but they stood the fuck tall and said, no, what the fuck does that do? Now, people are saying that AOC should primary him. Absolutely, she should. Abso-fucking-lutely. My next question is to the Senate Dems. What are y'all going to do about it? Because there are things that you could do to remove Chuck Schumer from being minority leader. What is the Democratic caucus within the Senate going to do? Because if it's me, the next time we have a caucus, I am putting on the floor that we remove Chuck Schumer as minority leader. There are ways to do that. And who's going to have the balls? Who's going to stand up for the American people and the constituents to which you serve and say enough is a fucking enough? Chuck your asses out of here and put somebody in place that has the fucking testicular and intestinal fortitude to stand up for the American people. Because right now, I don't know that there's anyone in the federal government or in Congress that is going to stick up for the American people. There's our problem. So that's why I'm willing to get rid of all of them. Because if y'all aren't over here screaming for I should have seen every Senate Democrat that voted no screaming from the rooftop, Chuck gotta go. Nope. You need to be loud, real loud about this. Hey, I voted no, and right now I'm going to introduce a motion on the floor at our next caucus meeting that we have a new minority leader and a new minority whip. Because Dick Durbin also voted for closure. Even Patty Murray, Dick Durbin and Patty Murray are damn near attached to the hip with Chuck Schumer. They are Chuck Schumer acolytes. And when Patty Murray came out and said, I can't vote yes on this, Chuck, I can't vote yes on closure for this, you knew it was beyond the pale. You knew Chuck had went way rogue. Now, Dick Durbin sat his ass over there. Hey, Dick Durbin sat his ass over there and fell in line. Even Patty Murray said, yeah, I can't do this. Now, Patty Murray just got reelected this past year. Patty Murray in there until 2030. Her next election is in 2030. And even she said, yeah. Listen, It doesn't matter if they are your senator or not. You can still call these people. You Now that's a good question, Cam. That's a great question. You can still call Chuck Schumer's office. You can call the offices of every one of those 10 senators that voted no and voice your opinion and go to fuck off and lose your mind and come out of your body because they need to hear and they need to know there is a reckoning coming. Just like when the Republican um Congress members had a reckoning when they went for town halls, all of these senators need to have a reckoning when they go back to their respective states. Mhm. Let me move on. Now, apparently, you bastards said that, oh, but we're the party that loves veterans. We respect our veterans. Remember Pete Hegseth at his confirmation hearing, screamed about how he's here for the servicemen and he's here for veterans and he's worked in several veterans several veterans organizations. Well, here the fuck we are. Here's the headline. Arlington Cemetery scrubs information on famous Black, Hispanic, and female veterans to comply with Trump orders. The purge follows Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's declaration that, quote, DEI is dead, end of quote, as he implements Trump's agenda at the Pentagon. Arlington National Cemetery has purged dozens of pages of information about famous Black, Hispanic, and female veterans from its website to comply with President Donald Trump's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion executive order. One of Trump's many executive orders was banning DEI in federal programs, and the Pentagon bosses have carried out orders to remove any content that promotes it. That includes removing internal links to educational material on Arlington Cemetery's website. On the website's quote notable graves end of quote drop down menu, African American history, Hispanic American history, and women's history no longer appear. Officials confirmed to news outlets that some pages had been, quote, unpublished, end of quote. An Army spokesperson is telling news outlets that that the Army is, quote, working diligently to return removed content, end of quote, but did not specify when it would return. The Army spokesperson went on to say, we are proud of our educational content and programming and working diligently to return removed content to ensure alignment with the Department of Defense Instruction 5400.17 and executive orders issued by the president. We remain committed to sharing the stories of military service and sacrifice to the nation and transparency and professionalism while continuing to engage with our community in a manner that reflects our core values. End of quote. That means that the biographies of the first and youngest Black chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Colin Powell, gone. That means biographies of the first Black Supreme Court Justice, Thurgood Marshall, gone. That means a direct link to information about the Air Force's first African American female Brigadier General Lieutenant Kara Spears Hope Green, gone. Maybe we'll do her at some point this month. Y'all remind me, Kara Spears Hope Green. I might do her during our Black Women's History Month. Y'all remind me. I'll put her in the chat. So I can be reminded. I might do her later this month. Here we are. Here we are. Uh-huh. Here the fuck we are. In more sugar spiky news, because we're here. Oh, y'all thought y'all thought Donald John was lying when he said that Mahmoud Khalil would be the first of many. He was not lying. We now have a second Columbia University student that has been arrested by ICE. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Lekha Cordia, a Palestinian woman from the West Bank, was taken into custody by ICE Homeland Security investigations um, from Newark for allegedly staying in the U.S. on an expired F1 student visa. The woman had previously been arrested in April 2024 for participating in pro-Palestinian protests at Columbia University. Another student, in addition to that, Ranjani Srinivasan, Srinivasan, a doctoral candidate in urban planning from India, also had her student visa revoked after DHS accused her of engaging in activities that allegedly supported Hamas. Now, the Trump administration has brushed aside decades of precedent when it by ordering Columbia University to oust the leadership of an academic department, a demand seen as a direct attack on academic freedom and a warning of what's to come for other colleges facing federal scrutiny. Federal officials told Columbia University it must immediately place its Middle Eastern, South Asian, and African Studies department, quote, under academic receivership for a minimum of 5 years, end of quote. The demand was among several described as conditions for receiving federal funding, including $400 million already pulled over allegations of anti-Semitism. This is stunning. So what they're saying is they have to remove these programs, Middle Eastern studies, South Asian studies, and African studies. And those are whole departments, have to be removed if they want to get federal funding. So now you're dictating the curriculum of universities. We are in the middle of an authoritarian dictatorship takeover. You now have institutions, universities being told what they can teach if they plan on getting federal funding. This is unheard of. Unheard of. They weren't even doing this during the McCarthy era with the whole communism situation. But you got Congress not batting an eye. You got a whole Department of Education sanctioning this. My question is this: once they start to acquiesce, once Columbia University and other universities and their leadership acquiesce to the demands of this of this administration, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. You cannot put the toothpaste back in the tube. This is scary on all sides. Scary on all sides. Scary. Once again, this bitch. I told y'all. I told you I would never forgive Democratic members of Congress that voted for this. I would not. Y'all remember? I screamed from the rooftop when I first heard Marco Rubio's name being mentioned in this cabinet. I will never forgive Senate Democrats, and that's all of them, for confirming him 100-0. Here's more news. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said Friday that South Africa's, notice the country, South Africa's ambassador to the United States, quote, is no longer welcome, end of quote, in the country. In the latest Trump administration move targeting the African nation, Marco Rubio, in a post on X, accused Ibrahim Rasool of being a quote race baiting politician, end of quote, who hates President Donald Trump. Rubio declared the South African diplomat quote persona non grata, end of quote. Neither Rubio, who posted as he was flying back to Washington from a group of G7 foreign ministers meeting in Canada, nor the State Department gave an immediate explanation of the decision. But Rubio linked to a story by the ultra-conservative Breitbart news site about a talk Rasool gave earlier Friday as part of a South African think tank's webinar, in which he spoke about actions taken by the Trump administration in the context of a United States where white people soon would no longer be in the majority. Both Trump and his ally Elon Musk, who grew up in South Africa, apartheid South Africa, that is, have criticized the country's black-led government over a new land law that claims they claim discriminates against white people. It is highly unusual for the U.S. to expel a foreign ambassador, although lower-ranking diplomats are more frequently targeted with persona non grata status. At the height of, just to give you some history, at the height of U.S.-Russia diplomatic expulsions during the Cold War, and then again over Russia's 2014 annexation of Crimea, allegations of interference in the 2016 U.S. election, and the 2018 poisoning of a former Russian intelligence officer in Britain, neither Washington nor Moscow saw fit to expel the respective ambassadors. Let me say again, we're talking during the height of the Cold War. We're talking during Russia's annexation of Crimea. We're talking after their interference in the 2016 election and the poisoning of a former Russian intelligence officer in Britain. At none of those times did they ever expel the U.S. ambassador to Russia, nor did Russia expel our ambassador over in Moscow. But because the South African ambassador spoke ill words of your president, true words, they're saying he's not welcome in the country. But y'all want to tell me Elon Musk is not the president. I told y'all. I would never forgive. I will never forgive the Senate Democrats for voting this man in 100-0. In some good news, so I reported about a week or two ago that North Dakota, the North Dakota State House had passed a bill that was going to make its way to the Senate floor that would overturn marriage equality in North Dakota. Well, that resolution failed to pass the state Senate in a 16-31 vote after only 10 minutes of debate. So the North Dakota Senate rejected that resolution. And the resolution was asking the U.S. Supreme Court to overturn marriage equality. Thankfully, that North Dakota Senate stood up and did not do that. But I told y'all that there was at least 17 states that had bills that was making its way through to the Supreme Court to overturn marriage equality. North Dakota was just one of 17. But that's some good news. The Uber finds itself in our sugar spiky moments. A new class action lawsuit is accusing Uber, of failing to protect its passengers from sexual assault by drivers. The lawsuit, which involves a growing number of cases from passengers across at least 29 states, alleges incidents of rape, groping, and indecent exposure by Uber drivers. More than 1,600 individual cases have been merged into one, and a San Francisco judge will now hear the case. Passengers claim they were assaulted while using the Uber app. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled Monday, March 10th, that the case can move forward despite Uber's objections. Uber argued that a clause in its terms of service, which riders agree to when using the app, prevents them from joining mass lawsuits against the company. However, the court ruled Uber's agreement did not outweigh federal law. In its decision, the court emphasized no U.S. judge has ruled in this manner in the last 50 years, and that Uber failed to convince the judges why a new precedent should be set. Court documents reveal plaintiffs in the case claimed they were charged the riders safety fees, but their drivers were not given full background checks. The filings allege sex offenders could drive for Uber, and in some cases, Uber did not report incidents of sexual violence. On Uber's website, the company states all drivers undergo background checks before their first trip, including checks for impaired driving and violent offenses. The company also said drivers must pass yearly checks to continue using the platform. The website further clarifies convictions for murder and sexual assault disqualified individuals for driving for Uber. Listen, Uber. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Now, I can believe this happens. Listen, I be down there to the Twitter, and I be seeing people on Twitter all of the time. The girls be on Twitter stroking one out in the back, getting into. Now, some of them I thought was like, fictitious and made up, but there was some where it's real Uber drivers that be in there getting their rocks off with some of these OnlyFans skanks in the car while they getting a ride home. Talking about getting a ride. Child. I don't know, Janae. I don't know. But Uber, you're going to have to pay these people their money. In our last sugar spiky story, well, Texas, it's not over for you, Texas. A debate over food stamps is heating up in Texas. The American Heart Association opposes a bill restricting the use of SNAP benefits for sugary drinks and processed snacks. The stance has raised eyebrows, with some questioning whether corporate funding influences the organization's policies. On Tuesday, March 11th, the Texas Senate Committee on Health and Human Services held a public hearing on Senate Bill 379. The proposed legislation will prevent SNAP recipients from using their benefits to buy certain junk food items. They include sodas, candy, and chips. During the hearing, lawmakers and public health advocates voiced their opinions. State Senator Lois Cokhurst expressed shock over the American Heart Association's opposition during the hearing. Quote, I often say that I can never be surprised in this building, but for the American Heart Association to be against this bill, that might be the surprise of the session so far. End of quote, said Cokhurst. Some argue that limiting sugary food purchases could help fight obesity and diet-related diseases. One of the bill's supporters, 19-year-old Grace Price, identified herself as a science-based investigative journalist. Price spoke in favor of the restrictions, pointing to studies linking high sugar consumption to chronic health conditions. Quote, America has an obesity problem, and products like soda and candy are making it worse. End of quote, Price said. Listen, Miss Price, we need our sugar over here before we spike the fuck out on you all. Many were surprised when Alec Puentes, the American Heart Association's government relations director, spoke against the bill. Puentes testified that the AHA was concerned about the bill's potential impact on SNAP participation. He also emphasized the importance of educating the public about healthy eating instead of restricting purchases. Quote, for a bill like this, we would need to be careful that it does not impact overall participation in the SNAP program, and that there be adequate education to the public on healthy habits, end of quote. The AHA's stance sparked criticism, with some questioning whether financial ties to major food companies influenced its decisions. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't think if y'all gonna give the people the money for the benefits, let the people spend it how they want. I've never been a proponent of, oh, if you get food stamps, then you can only buy these certain things. Girl, if you're gonna give them the money, give them the money. Right. Bitch, I can't buy a peppermint. I can't buy some hot chews. Girl, leave us alone. Child. It's time for Kornaki's Khakis Corner. And Kornaki's Khakis Corner this year, not this year, this week is brought to us by L Love. Now, L Love is in the great state of Wisconsin. And the great state of Wisconsin has an election coming up on April 1st. And on April 1st, Wisconsin will be voting on have an election for a spot on the Wisconsin Supreme Court, which is a very important spot. So the general election for the Wisconsin Supreme Court will happen on April 1st of this year. Hold on for a moment, y'all. That's really B. She said she was asking me what time I was going to be finished. I told her around 3 o'clock, so I'll do a redirect over there because she's going live. So although this is a nonpartisan election, and these positions are nonpartisan, Susan Crawford is the leaning candidate. Brad Schimmel is the right leaning candidate endorsed by MAGA nuts and Donald Trump sycophants. More information. Crawford is the judge on the Dane County Circuit Court. She previously worked as an attorney for the state attorney general's office and as legal counsel for former Governor James Doyle. Crawford said she is running to, quote, protect the basic rights and freedoms of Wisconsinites under our Constitution, end of quote. She says she will focus on safety when making decisions. Quote, I believe people in Wisconsin deserve to feel safe as they go about their lives. My top priority in making decisions is always to make our community safer, end of quote. Crawford has campaigned on keeping the current balance on the court intact, saying, quote, for the first time in years, we have a majority on the court focused on following the law and protecting constitutional rights. We can't risk having that progress reversed, end of quote. In addition to the state Democratic Party, Justices Ann Walsh Bradley, Rebecca Dallett, Jill Karofsky, and Janet Protasewicz, who local media outlets describe as the court's four liberal justice Crawford. Mr. Schimmel, I should say, is a judge on the Waukesha County Circuit Court and was the state's attorney general from 2015 to 2019. Schimmel says he is running to, quote, restore confidence in the people of Wisconsin that the justice system will be fair and impartial. I will be honest about my principles, but will never prejudge a case, end of quote. Schimmel's website says he, quote, has dedicated his career to defending victims, supporting law enforcement, and ensuring that criminals are held accountable, end of quote. Schimmel has criticized the court for imposing on the people of this state their will rather than impartial judgment based on law, end of quote. He is campaigning to change the balance of the court. Quote, there is no check on this new liberal Supreme majority. The only check on them is to take back the majority by winning in 2025, end of quote. He has received the endorsement of the Wisconsin Professional Police Association. There you go. There you go. So y'all have a choice. Now I'm telling you, if I lived in the great state of Wisconsin, I would be voting for Miss Crawford. That's who I would be voting for. But I can't tell you how to vote. If you live in Wisconsin or you have people that live there, let them know they have an election coming up on April 1st. and Supreme Court justices are phenomenally important to any state. Okay? Y'all don't want to lose that liberal majority. Trust me. It's time for our Black women's history. Seeing that is Black Women's History Month, because that's what it is for us. It's Black Women's History Month for us. Today, now for you all from the DMV area of a certain age, you should know who this woman is. That is Patricia Roberts Harris. Patricia Roberts Harris was born on May 31st, 1924 in Mattoon, Illinois. Illinois. She excelled academically and received a scholarship to Howard University. During her time at Howard, Roberts was elected Phi Beta Kappa and graduated summa cum laude in 1945. While she was in college, Roberts participated in civil rights protests in Washington, D.C. In 1943, she took part in one of the earliest student sit-ins at a whites-only cafeteria. While at Howard, Roberts served as assistant director for the American Council of Human Rights. In 1955, she married William Harris, a Howard University law professor. Patricia Roberts Harris received a law degree from George Washington University in 1960. She graduated number 1 in her class and was admitted to practice before the U.S. Supreme Court. Harris worked briefly for the U.S. Department of Justice and was appointed co-chair of the National Women's Committee for Civil Rights by President John F. Kennedy. A year later, she returned to Howard as an associate dean of students while lecturing occasionally at the university's law school. Harris gave the seconding address for Lyndon Johnson's nomination for president at the Democratic National Convention in Atlantic City, New Jersey in 1964. The next year, President Johnson appointed her as the U.S. ambassador to Luxembourg. Harris returned. That made her the first ever African-American woman to serve as a U.S. ambassador. Harris returned to Howard in 1967 and 2 years later was named Dean of Howard University's School of Law. She resigned a month later when Howard University President James E. Cheek refused to support her strong stand against student protests. In 1977, Harris was nominated by President to become Secretary of Housing and Urban Development in his cabinet. During the confirmation hearing, she was challenged repeatedly by Republican senators who questioned her ability to represent the interests of the poor. Her reply was, quote, "You do not seem to understand who I am. I'm a Black woman, the daughter of a dining car waiter. I am a Black woman who was 8 years ago in parts of the District of Columbia. I didn't stand out as a member of a prestigious law firm, but as a woman who needed a scholarship to go to school. If you think I have forgotten that, you are wrong." End of quote. Harris persuaded her critics and became the first African-American woman to direct a federal department. In 1980, Harris was appointed Secretary of the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare. 2 years later, Patricia Roberts Harris was selected as permanent professor at the George Washington National Law Center. She held that position until she died of breast cancer on March 23rd, 1985, at the age of 60. And that is Patricia Roberts Harris. She actually ran for mayor of D.C. She lost, but she did run for mayor of D.C. years ago. Wow, I did not know that. Crimson 25 says she was the first executive director of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Shout out to the Deltas. Our next woman in our Black women's history moment is Juanita Long Hall. Juanita Hall is a 20th century actor and singer who she was born in Keyport, New Jersey on November 6, 1901 to an African-American father and an Irish-American mother. Her father's name was Abram Long. Her mother's name was Mary Richardson. Raised by maternal grandparents, Long attended New York's long attended New York's Juilliard School of Music. While a teenager, she married Clement Hall, who died in the 1920s. The couple had no children. Hall's early career was in singing and choir directing. From 1935 to 1944, she directed the Works Progress Administration (WPA) chorus. From 1941 to 1942, she also directed the Westchester, New York Chorale and Dramatics Association. In the early 1940s, she led the Juanita Hall Choir, which performed on radio with Rudy Valley and Kate Smith. And in 1949, the Juanita Hall Choir performed in the film Miracle in Harlem. In 1935, Hall performed with Lafayette Players, an African American theatrical troupe. Her first major acting role came in 1943 when she appeared on Broadway in The Pirate. Other Broadway acting opportunities came, and she performed in Sing Out, Sweetland, St. Louis Woman, Sing Out, Sweetland, St. Louis Woman, Deep Are the Roots, The Secret Room, Street Scene, and The Ponder Heart, all between 1943 and 1956. Hall's major breakout came in 1949 when she was cast as Bloody Mary in Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein's South Pacific at New York's Majestic Theater. Now, she actually played an Asian character in Bloody Mary is an Asian character, and she played an Asian character. They said she had the look of an Asian person. In 1950, here's the fun fact. In 1950, Juanita Long Hall became the first African American period to win a Tony Award when she was named Best Supporting Actress for her role in South Pacific. So we know we all know the story of Hattie McDaniels being the first African American to win an Oscar. But how many of you all knew the story of Juanita Long Hall, who is the first African American male or female to win a Tony Award? And she won that award for Best Supporting Actress in her role for her role in South Pacific. She played that role, Bloody Mary, for over 1,900 performances of South Pacific before beginning a brief career as a nightclub singer, performing mostly in Greenwich Village venues. In the early 1950s, she starred in the radio soap opera The Story of Ruby Valentine. In 1954, she was cast as a West Indian brothel keeper in Harold Arlen's House of Flowers with Pearl Bailey and Diane Carroll. In 1958, she played a Chinese American marriage broker in Rodgers and Hammerstein's Flower Drum Song. Very famous played Flower Drum Song. She reprised the role in 1961 in a 1961 version of the play. It was also in that play that she played that role in Flower Drum Song is an Asian role as well, and she portrayed an Asian actor, even though she was black. Um, where am I? Oh, in 1958, Richard Rodgers requested Hall to again play Bloody Mary in the film version of South Pacific, which was shot on the island of Kauai in Hawaii. Hall's television appearances in the 1950s and early 60s included The Ed Sullivan Show, The Coca-Cola Hour, The Perry Como Show. Affected by diabetes with failing eyesight and health, Hall performed in A Woman and the Blues, featuring her nightclub and Broadway acts in 1966. Her condition led the Actors Fund of America to stage a benefit performance on her behalf in 1967. A year later, on February 28, 1968, Juanita Long Hall died in Bayshore, Long Island. She was 66 at the time of her death. And that's the story of Juanita Long Hall. So now we got Hattie McDaniels and Juanita Hall. Our Black Women's History moment. All right, this is Montrez's favorite part. It's for this day in music. What year do you think we're doing? All right, Cams, have a good one. What year do you think we're doing? Now put it in the chat. What year do you? Well, oh Jesus! I hope I put. Hold on, y'all. Did I put it in here? Yeah, I did. I had to check and make sure, y'all, because I know sometimes I be forgetting to put the year on there. What year do you think we're doing? I got 87. I got 93. I got 89. This your favorite segment? This Montre's favorite segment too. You see, Montrez had to come out the bushes. Now, y'all ain't do bad with y'all guessing. The year is 1988. Y'all guessed all around 1988, but the year is 1988. So we will be looking at the top 10 R&B singles on this date, March 15th, 1988. 1988. How old were you in 1988? I was 9. All right. Number 10. Ooh la la. Come on, Tina Marie. You know, back in the 80s, there were 2 white women that had a chokehold on R&B charts. One was Tina Marie, the other was Taylor Dane. Actually, it was a couple white women. Because you had several white women back in the day that was out here singing some real R&B music. Let's be clear. Lisa Stansfield. You know, it was several white women. Now that I think about it, back in the 80s, that wasn't fucking off on the R&B charts. I'm just saying. But we loved some Tina Marie, and this song is one of her greats. One of her great songs. Ooh la la. Now, many people know. You heard Lauryn Hill. I tried to do the chorus of this song, but this is Tina Marie. You have Never Knew Love Like This by Alexander O'Neal. This is one of his biggest hits. Now, Saturday Love is his biggest hit, I should say. But Never Knew Love Like This is one of his, probably is right there with Saturday Love. Great R&B hit with him and Sherelle. Number 8, one of my favorite songs by Gladys Knight, Love Overboard, Love Overboard, Love Overboard, Love Overboard, so in love with you. Come on now. Love Overboard is my shit by Gladys. Then you got Terrence Trent D'Arby, wishing well, a kiss and tell, oh, wishing well. You know, that was that song. He done changed his name. It's not Terrence Trent D'Arby no more. It's something else. But we know you by Terrence Trent D'Arby back then. You know, we gonna respect you. But, you know, back then you was Terrence Trent D'Arby. But yeah, Love Overboard, it was a jam. Wishing Well was a jam too now. Number 6. Off of her second solo album, Where Do Broken Hearts Go? Whitney Houston. Listen, the second album is my favorite Whitney Houston album. Let's be clear. The second album, that's the album with the blue cover where she got the wild hair. The blue cover, the blue album, the second album, which was released in, I believe, 1987. Listen, that's my favorite Whitney album. That to me is when Whitney's voice was at its peak and at its prime. Baby, the voice was soaring through the stratosphere. Mama was sick. One of my favorite songs by Whitney Houston, Did We Almost Have It All, is on that album. This song, Where Do Broken Hearts Go, is on that. About a good sickening Whitney song, a good sickening or a good late 80s R&B song is going to have a sickening modulation. And when they hit that modulation and change keys, oh, it's over. You going to the vamp. It's over. It's over. Love this song. Her voice on this song right here, pristine. This and Didn't We Almost Have It All just really showcases that whole second album. It just showcases the woman's voice. Her voice was at its peak. This was before she had that vocal cord issue when she went on that first. This is before the first tour. She was at her peak. Cha. Pebbles, girlfriend. How could you let him treat you so bad? Girlfriend. You know you were the best he ever had. Cha. Y'all know, y'all give her grief for what she did to TLC, but Mama had her a few bops. Cha. Billy Ocean. Get out of my dreams. Get into my car. Ooh, get out of my dreams. Get up the backseat, baby. Get into my car. The fact that he told her to get in the backseat, I think he said get in the backseat, or did he say front seat? I thought he said get in the backseat. Did he tell her that? For those who remember, did Billy Ocean tell that woman to get in the backseat? I think he said get in the backseat. You didn't know Billy Ocean was a real person? You thought that was just from the Yin Yang Twins? No, Billy Ocean is a real person that has a bunch of hits. He got Get Out of My Dreams. He got Suddenly Life Has New Meaning to Me. There is beauty up above and things you never take notice of. You wake up, suddenly you're in love. That was Billy O. He also sing Caribbean Queen. Now we're sharing it's something, and my heart will be the one. That's Billy Ocean. He's a real person. That's Billy Ocean. Come on now. He sure did. Billy ain't fuck off. Billy had a bunch of hits now. Get Out of My Dreams, Get Into My Car also had a modulation at the end too. Keith Sweat, I wanna. I wanna. Come on now. High school girls and middle school girls at the time was all over this song. It was all over Sweat back then. Keith Sweat was a hot commodity in 1988. They was all over Keith Sweat. Okay. All over him. I'm just saying. I want her huge hit. A huge hit by Keith Sweat. Like you play this in the club about to go off. This wasn't one of those ballads. This was a dance song. Like this song came on in the club, motherfuckers was hitting the dance floor. I'm just telling you what I know. This wasn't one of them ballads where he was whining. This was a dance song. This was an upbeat dance song. And Keith Sweat was giving it to him. Okay. Number 2, George Michael, I will be your father figure. George Michael was one of the white people that had a chokehold on the R&B charts as well. Now, I'm going to tell y'all up front, I was very upset because Janet made number 11. What song was number 11? Was it I think it was Let's Wait a While was at number 11. Janet, between 11 and 20, she had 4 songs. Janet Jackson had 4 songs in 11 through 20. 4. But that was the R&B chart. When you went to the pop or the Billboard 100 charts, she had I think she had 2 songs in the top 100, but on the R&B charts, she had 4 songs between 11 and 20. A mess. A mess. But this was right here, the right there, father figure. And number one was Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror. Uh-huh. Sherelle is your cousin? Okay, Tracy W. Tell her we said hey. Man, I wanna make a change for once in my life. Yeah, real good. Gonna make it right. As I turn up the collar, oh, my favorite winter coat. Come on now. That is Michael. Michael! This is when they was passing out. This is when Michael Jackson was filling stadiums all over the world. You would literally have thousands and thousands of people. They had to have hundreds of EMT, EMS, and ambulance there because as soon as he came on stage, they'd just be passing out. They'd be passing out. You right, Miss Kiki, you could not get away from this song. You could not get away from this damn song. This song was everywhere. The way they used to be passing out, baby, listen. Let's go back. Let's go back from. Let's go back to number 10, Ooh La 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 by Tina Marie. Never Knew Love Like This by Alexander O'Neal, featuring Sherelle. Love Overboard by Gladys. Wishing Well by Terrence Trent D'Arby. Where Do Broken Hearts Go? Number 6 by Whitney Houston. Number 5, Girlfriend by Pebbles. Number 4, Get Out of My Dreams, Get Into My Car by Billy Ocean. I Want Her by Keith Sweat. Number 3, Father Figure by George Michael was number 2. And Man in the Mirror was number 1. Strong list. Child, Denny. It's time for our video breakdown. I only got one video for the video breakdown today, just one. I find it so appropriate right now. Now, this is happening, a video of what's happening overseas, across the pond. I'm here for the people over in Europe. The people over here in Europe have a whole ass protest. Shout out to the piccolo players. If you need to know where your piccolo player is at, they down to the Europe having whole ass parades and protests with middle fingers on their head. Giving the middle finger to y'all's president because he ain't shit. One more time, shout out to the people down to the Europe because they're not here for it. I was here for it. Not you would have threw in a nasty piece of 16 count. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Nasty piece of 16 count. One more good drum break into a dance break. Okay. Child. Yeah. Child. But listen, the people are here. Listen, even around the world, the people are not here for y'all's president. It's time for palate cleanses. I told y'all I had to 3 o'clock. I got to go prepare for the panel tonight. I got to go get some crabs. If y'all want to sponsor the crabs, y'all could, help your boy out because I do need to go get some crabs. Scrolling at the bottom is ways for you to, y'all know it's silly sad. I done worked hard. We done did the Lord's work. Now we about to do these good palate cleanses and get out of here, but we done did the Lord's work. Okay, you know how the Golden Girls from Alcorn State be. I love me some Golden Girls at Alcorn State. The way they coochies be scrubbing the ground. Okay, baby, listen. I love me some Golden Girls down to the Alcorn State. All right, it's time for the palate cleansers on the way out. Enjoy. Oh, this how we starting? Oh. Ooh. Ah. Mm. There's some dark chocolate. Oh. Mm. Oh. Oh. You want to pull it down a little further, sir? I'm just saying. Mm. Sir, what is this right here? There are women and children watching this. Oh, sir, I'm sorry. There are women and children watching this, sir. What is this down here, sir? What is this? What is that? Ooh. Hey, pretty. Oh. 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 You want to show some cleavage? Some cleavage. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Because we got to cleanse our palates on the way out of here. Hey, pretty lady. That's a pretty blue swimsuit. Oh. You look like you'll get me in trouble, young man. You look like you'll get me in trouble. Oh, I know you'll get me in trouble. Oh, child. Oh, I know you'll get me in trouble. Child. Hey, pretty lady. That's a pretty swimsuit. That's a lot of woman, baby. You got to be of a certain size to get round up in there, man. That's a Lord. Mm. Sam, hey, I like my men skinny. I like them real skinny. This is a family show, China White. We try to make families. You got to make families. Oh, child. Oh. We try to make families. This is a family show because we try to make families around here. Oh. Hey, pretty lady. Oh. He look like he's just gonna throw you from wall to wall. Just toss you to and fro. Well, what are you looking at? Well, who you looking at? Who is you looking at? You looking for me? Hey, pretty in pink. Oh. Oh. So you got like an 8-pack going. Oh. Why you biting your lip? Mm. That's a pretty swimsuit, young lady. You kind of thick too. Mm. He looked like he'll be in the Xavier. Don't he look like he'll be in the in one of Raheem Shabazz videos? Don't he look like he could be down to the Raheem Shabazz videos? Mm. What's going on down here, sir? What's all of that? What is all of that? I'm glad we're cleansing our palates from all of the horrible news we got today from these stories. We got to cleanse our palates before we get up out of here. So we don't be spiking out all day. Ain't he Raheem type? Child. Not his type to date, but his type to film with. You know the date, he like him high yellow, like Leon and like Elijah. Y'all know I be stalking this man's page. He's a Q. This guy right here, he's a Q. He's a Q too. This how I like him. Skinny, tall, like that. The way I would sit at the table and eat. The way I would sit at the table and eat. Hey, pretty lady. That's a pretty swimsuit. Real pretty. Jason, are you not entertained? Where's Jason? Jason, are you not entertained? You know, we have to entertain our heterosexual men and our lesbians in the chat. Everybody ain't out here to see the men. Some people want to see the ladies. So we have to have something for everybody. You know, some people like, you know, I might have some lesbians or some heterosexual. We got Jason over here. Tracy C got her, got DeBay over there. We got some men that like the cooter, the cooch. Hey, she real pretty. I like your eyelashes. Don't get in that water. Them eyelashes might come off though. Don't put your head in that water, honey. Oh, who you waiting for? You waiting for me, sir? Sir, you waiting for me? There he go again. Cha. This man know he fine. He Haitian too. Hey, lady. Oh, there you go again. Ugh. You look like you got some height on you too, child. The way you would be tossing me to and fro. Mm, that's some dark chocolate right there. Dark chocolate. Is that Nicki Minaj? Is that Nicki Minaj? That look like her. Oh, oh, oh. Hey, thickness. Mm. You're a little too young though. Mm. That's a lot of woman, right? That's a lot of woman. You got to be a certain size. I'm just saying. Oh, now he would get me in trouble. Xavier, this right here. Xavier, this right here would get me in trouble. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. I see you not missing leg day. Hey, pretty lady. Oh. Oh, some more dark chocolate. Ooh. Ow. That's a lot of woman. Up. And we got Man Man. Hey, Man Man. Y'all know we always end with Man Man. Listen, y'all. That is our show for today. I have enjoyed. Why I don't put up my overlay no more? Let me put up my overlays. Hold on. Got that one. And got that. Uh y'all know where I'm about to go, right? I gotta go get my crabs, eat my crabs, and then I gotta do uh, um I gotta set up everything for the show tonight. We will be back here at 5:30 for RuPaul's Drag Race. If you want to contribute to the platform, here's a way for you to do that there with that QR code. If you want to contribute to the platform, there's a way for you to do that. It's also scrolling on the crawl at the bottom, on the ticker crawl at the bottom. Listen, y'all, I gotta go. Oh, there you go, Jason. Just wanted to make sure you saw all of the women's is. Just saying. Hey, Quake, make sure you watch the replay, Quake. We got a lot of interesting stories today, a lot to discuss today. Hey, Lemon Kush Pepper. But I'm about to get out of here, y'all. Now I do have the redirect on for Really B. So I'm gonna send y'all over there. You may have to wait. Get prepared and make that happen. If you enjoyed yourself today, put a shondo in the chat. If you enjoyed yourself today, please put a shondo in the chat. If you enjoyed yourself. Mm. All right, looks like y'all enjoyed y'allself. All right, I was just waiting to see because I thought y'all was saying y'all ain't enjoy yourself today. We take hours to make sure that we give y'all premium quality content today. Like I said, support the platform. we do independent journalism towards work over here. And so platforms such as this need to be supported, need all of your support because as you can see, mainstream news outlets or legacy news outlets are just not doing the job anymore. So certainly support myself and other platforms that are giving you quality information, news that you can use. I'm about to go get me something to eat. As I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions. Thank you, L Love. L Love made a contribution to the platform. I appreciate you for that, L Love. She always is contributing to the platform, and I am grateful to her. Thank you, sweetheart, for your contribution. Anyway, as I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They're much obliged. They're much appreciated. Y'all could have been a whole lot of places, but y'all decided to be over here rocking with me, and I am eternally grateful. Yeah. So I'll see y'all back here in 2.5 hours at 5:30. Y'all stay right there. I will send you over to Really B. And y'all can wait for her to see what she got for y'all today. Until 5:30, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out.